Hi, my name is Emily and welcome to Sweet Cake Patterns. Now, if you're a regular subscriber, you may have noticed that the last 2 weeks I didn't post a video, and that's really rare for me, but 2 weeks ago I got arch expanders on, so top and bottom arch expanders, and like pistons on the side. So I had a hard time talking, and so I was like, okay, I won't make a video this week because I'm just trying to get used to talking. And then last week I got sick, and we went on a vacation, so I didn't really get time to get a video up again. So I've been sick and have arch expanders on, so it's been a little bit of a rough last 2 weeks. In today's video, I wanted to show you some of the new yarn that I got from Hobbii, and we'll be making that. And I also wanted to compare this new yarn that I got from Hobbii to some of the other yarns that I have already that are pretty similar but a little bit different. So I wanted to compare them for you. So this yarn that I got from Hobbii is called Crafting Acrylic, and it is a number 4 worsted weight yarn. So this is what it looks like, Crafting Acrylic, and now it's not wanting to focus. There we go. So it's Crafting Acrylic. It's number 4 worsted weight yarn. It's 100% acrylic, and it is it recommends a number 6 crochet, 6mm crochet hook. It is where did I see how many yards it has? It has 380 yards, which I would say is pretty standard compared to, like, if you compare that to like Premier Yarns or Red Heart, just their standard Super Saver yarn. So yeah, let's go ahead and start the video comparing these yarns, and then I'll show you what I'm making with the yarn I got too. So to begin, I wanted to show you the yarn I got from Hobbii, and then I'm going to show you kind of the comparison. So the yarns the colors and yarns I got from Hobbii, I got this tan color, and this is just a color I use a lot in, like, whenever I'm crocheting horns or something for my buffalo, bison, things like that. And I also didn't know I'm going to be making a green square, like, little levy. So I didn't know what kind of colors I want exactly. So I got this tan color. I got this, I believe this is color Iranian, but I could be wrong. So you can see there's the color comparison. So this tan, I forgot to say, was number 4, color number 4. This color right here is color number 3. So you can see those are the two colors, kind of like a oat color and like a tan. This is their color number 2, and it's kind of like a cream color. You can kind of tell the color based on, there's the label that's white, and this is kind of like cream. So you can see those are 3 colors so far. Then I got, I got a second ball of this yarn. So 2 balls of this. I think I thought I'd use it for my granny square, but that's what I got. And then I got this dark brown color, just to be able to try it and compare it to some of the other colors that I have that I already used. So this is the color number 6. So far I have 5 balls of kind of tans and creams. And then the last 3 balls of yarn that I got, or 3 different colors, I got 2 of the pinks. So I got, this is the Crafting Acrylic in the color, I think it's number 16. I think it was called like light pink or something. But it's a very pretty rose color. So I got 2 balls of this, and then I got 1 ball of this, which is number 1. I believe it was just called white or like slightly off-white. Something like that. And then this one is color number 7, and it's kind of like the goldenrod color of Premier Yarns. So this is their goldenrod, this is Hobbii, this is Premier. Very, very similar. So those are all the colors of yarn that I got, and I got 1 more ball than this because I got 2 balls are pink, but you can see these are the colors that I got. I definitely like the yarn. So talking about the yarn, I definitely like the yarn. It's has a nice feel to it. It's very soft. It reminds me of the good acrylic yarns I've tried. So I made a couple of granny squares so far. You can see this is how the granny square looked. Now this granny square is a tutorial on my YouTube channel here, and it is also a blanket that I have the written pattern for on my blog and the free tutorial here on YouTube. I really like how this granny square turned out, and you can see I did the reverse of this granny square. So I did the gold, white, then pink instead of gold, pink, and white. And I think they both are so pretty. I actually think it'd be really fun to try a Lovey where you did this and this together and did like 3 or 6, like 4 different ones, 4 of these and then 4 of these together. I think that'd be so fun. But anyway, definitely like the yarn a lot. Very nice and soft. I think it would pill a little bit, but that's just how almost all acrylic yarns are. And then I'm going to show you next kind of a comparison between Premier Basics, worsted, which I have here, and then the Crafting Acrylic. So the Crafting Acrylic is this one, the Premier Basics is this one. And you can see these are a little bit of a different color, but very similar look and feel. I would say that the Crafting Acrylic is just a hair thinner feeling than the Premier Basics. And you can kind of actually see that's a tiny bit thinner. I don't know if you'll be able to see that at all there, but let's see. So you can see that this top one's just a tiny bit thicker than the bottom. It's really hard to show that on camera, but it's just a little bit thicker, the Premier Basics. So the colors that I have in Premier Basics are basically the same as the ones I have in now Crafting Acrylic. And I would say very similar. Then I also got, when I made the blanket for the tutorial here on YouTube, I used Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek from Hobby Lobby. And this is the pink I use. This is like the really dusky gold color I use called Wheat. And then this is the the white color I use called Antique White and it's by I Love This Yarn. So you can see those were the 3 colors I used. So it's a little bit brighter than, or a little bit more subtle than the brighter colors I used for this granny square project that I'm making right now. You can kind of see the color comparison. So if I can hold it up, well, there we go. So here's the Hobby Lobby yarns I use, and then here are the Crafting Acrylic Hobbii yarns. Both very pretty, very, very similar in the I would say that I do notice this Soft and Sleek feels like it's a low pill fiber, and it definitely does have a little bit less pill than the Crafting Acrylic or even the Premier Basics. The Premier Basics I've had for a while, and you can see that is, well, probably you can't see it very well on the camera, but it has quite a bit of fuzz on it compared to the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek. So yeah, overall very, very comparable to all the yarns I've had before. And let's go ahead and start making more granny squares together. Alright, so it's the next day, and I finished all the granny squares I need to make yesterday, and so I decided to do 9 granny squares, and right now I have them on the blocking board. Now this blocking board is from CHETNANIGANS, and you can see that they have 1/2 inch and then full inch little holes. So I'm doing 4.5 inches wide square, so 5.5 inches wide and 4.5 inches high. I have the 9 granny squares on here, and then you can see there are the little metal things I have them on, and then I also put these little wooden things, I can't remember what they call them, but the little wooden things that go on top so that it's the same width at the base, the little metal things are the same width at the base as they are at the top, so that the so that the grain squares aren't like smaller at the top and bigger at the base. The metal is the same at the base and at the top, so that the grain squares will all be the same size as well. So I'm really happy with how these grain squares are turning out. They remind me so much of the other acrylic yarns I've been using. I would say, yeah, really happy with how they're turning out. So I'm gonna let this set on my blocking board for another hour or two, and then I'll come back and show you my update, and then I'll show what I decide, or how I put them together as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, let these sit on here for another hour or so, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, I just wanted to come back and note real quick how nice these look. So I only had them on the blocking board for an hour. I didn't know that's cutting it short. I should have thought to do it this morning, but it looks so good. So nice and straight. The edges are straight, and I know that once I put it together, it won't be kind of wonky like it was originally. Originally, there was kind of like a little bit of a weird seam right here, and here there is, or not seam, more of like a bump, a ridge, and it looks so nice and flat now. So happy with that. I love how blocking boards do their fix your squares to make them look really nice super quickly. So that is how my square is looking. I'm going to go ahead and take off the rest of them off my blocking board, and then I'll start doing them together. All right, so it's a couple days later, and I wanted to come back on and show my update. So last time when I did the last clip, I showed you that I had the grain squares all done and blocked. So I actually ended up not getting the opportunity to show you guys joining my squares, but I wanted to come back on and show you my finished lovey. So this is how it turned out. I think it's just so pretty. So you can see I did a really simple border with one round row of white and then 2 rows of pink. Very simple, very pretty, I think. And yeah, I did what I believe it's called the zipper join, but a very simple way to sew the 2 grain squares together. And you can see it stretches really nicely both ways. And I just really like how delicate and nice it looks in the end. So yeah, super happy with how it turned out. I joined all the grain squares together, and of course I have some tails left to sew in on the back side, but I'll get to those hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I think that is all I wanted to share. So I did 9 grain squares. I believe it's about a 15 by 50 inch lovey. And yeah, very happy with how it turned out. I would say this yarn is very comparable to like a Premier Basics worsted or Red Heart Super Saver. It's very similar, even very similar to the Hobbii Lobby yarn, the Hobbii Lobby Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek, or the Hobbii Lobby I Love This yarn. Very similar, all nice acrylic yarns. And this one's very happy with how it turned out. I think it'll be really nice and durable. It's nice and soft. And so yeah, I'll put a link in the description box down below if you want to get this yarn or if you want to check out anything else. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I normally create crochet tutorials and occasionally some crochet vlogs like this. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!